Hi, I'm Andile Khumalo, and you're watching Entrepreneurs Stay Alive, brought to you by I'm an Entrepreneur. So a lot has been said about the different facilities and initiatives coming from government and also the private sector of how to support entrepreneurs. To talk a little bit about some of those initiatives, I'm joined by Matsi Modise. She's Chief Executive at Furaha Africa Holdings, but she's also my boss lady at SiMODiSA. That's because she's the Vice-Chairperson of SiMODiSA, to talk to me about a few of those initiatives. Before we get into detail, Matsi, what do you make generally about what government has put aside, but also about how business and the private sector has also come to the party?
I'm actually very proud of the fact that our president was able to really put the forces together. They have come together. They have been working as a collective. You know, for once in South Africa, the public, private and civil society actually believe in one mission, which is to ensure that this economy doesn't plummet. The fact that they have taken into account that the statistics and the numbers are there, but this is everyday life for small businesses. The impact of what coronavirus has done is only going to be seen in the next 3, 6, 12 months of the year. However, people have to start planning now and ensuring that whatever that could possibly happen towards, maybe tanking their businesses, they're able to ensure that it's taken care of now. So it's commendable, what the government has done. Yeah. It's commendable what the private sector has done. And I'm actually quite happy that the government has looked within their own internal budgets, because remember, South Africa doesn't have a lot of money, but said that there are some funds that can actually be utilized or repurposed for ensuring that our small businesses do survive and they do not tank.
Indeed. Let's go to some of them. Let's start with the one from the Department of Small Business Development. Now, there's a lot of stuff there, okay? I thought there were so many facilities, and that's part of the problem with this whole thing, Matsi. There's so much information, but entrepreneurs are not clear on what exactly to find where. So at DSBD, there's a couple of initiatives. Take me through one or two of those.
There is a lot of clutter, there is a lot of information, and it's very difficult for entrepreneurs, small businesses to synthesize what is really going to work, what is really available. But to be honest, in terms of the Small Business Development Department, there are 3 primary funds that have come out. And the first one is a Business Growth Resilience Facility. The second one is a Debt Relief Finance Scheme. And then the third one is a SEFA Debt Restructuring Facility. And this is, done through SEFA. So those are the 3 primary funds that, small businesses can look into and apply. And obviously the different funds look at different ways of helping small businesses, whether it's restructuring the funding that you already have with, let's say, for example, SEFA, or making available money that could contribute towards building your business, or if you're a supplier of essential goods during this time, they have allocated funding towards that.
So let's go to each one. So the Business Growth Resilience one, from what I understand, this is specifically to take advantage of opportunities that come as a result of COVID-19. Just give us some color there.
So that's for supply opportunities or shortage of goods because of the COVID virus. And it's important that small businesses need to understand that there is a qualifying criteria. So all this time that you've been running your business like it's your hobby, it's going to work against you, because they're very strict on being able to be compliant. So basic compliance does adhere here. So for example, you must be registered with the CIPC. You have to be compliant with SARS and with the UIF. And also there are some considerations around ownership. So the company must be 100% owned by South African citizens, and 70% of the employees must be South African. They will request that you have your CIPC documentation. They will request that you have your FICA documents in place, like municipal accounts, letters from traditional authorities, and then also like your ID copy. So they do have a very strict criteria, but this particular fund is focused at businesses that are geared towards supply opportunities and shortage of goods within the coronavirus period.
Do I have to be black? Does it have to be a black-owned company?
So initially, because remember, it's been work in progress. So initially they did say that companies must be Black owned, and there was a big pushback. So that no longer seems to be one of the qualifying criteria, which I think at this point in time, I mean, South Africa is quite diverse. A small business that's in distress is a small business that's in distress, whether it's Black or white. So there was a lot of pushback around it has to be BEE compliant, but now it seems like that has been cleared.
Pity, I guess. Debt relief finance scheme. That one seems to be trying to make sure that if your business was specifically affected by COVID-19, you can get some relief. Does this mean the DSBD, that's the Department of Small Business Development, will be lending money, or will they be giving grants to help this relief? I didn't quite understand that one.
My understanding that it's not a grant. They will be lending money to businesses which are negatively impacted directly or indirectly by COVID. So it is a lending facility and it's not a grant. So at this point in time, I haven't come across any grant funding from the Small Business Department, but the one that we've mentioned now and the debt relief finance scheme seems to be a lending mechanism.
All right. Let's leave it there. And of course, the SIFA funded one, guys, if you are a client of SIFA, this one is very straightforward. You essentially get a holiday, or what they call a moratorium for a period of time. There's a maximum of 6 months. So if you are a borrower from SIFA, they've funded your business, and of course you got to pay every month. You can apply to them to get up to 6 months of relief for you not to service that loan, just to give you some breathing space. But for now, thank you very much, Matsi.